everyone, and welcome to my podcast, Raw in Wonderland. Today, we're sitting down for coffee with one of the most eccentric philosophers in history, Diogenes. You may know him as Diogenes of Sinope, or if you're really into ancient philosophy, as Diogenes the dog. And yes, he called himself that. No historical bullying involved. He was totally okay with it. He embraced a dog's life and all that came with it. Speaking of which, have you ever seen those ultra expensive self discovery retreats where people pay thousands of dollars to live in tiny cabins, reconnect with their primal selves, and then return to their regular lives saying, I have awakened? Well, Diogenes did it first, except he didn't pay and he was genuinely happy. Diogenes was born in Sinope around 400 BCE and his father was a wealthy banker. But plot twist, his dad got caught counterfeiting money and the whole family was banished. So Diogenes went from rich kid to homeless philosopher overnight. Instead of sulking, he turned it into his life philosophy, saying, poverty urges men to philosophy. He believed that owning nothing freed the soul. While some people think you need financial stability first and then go into deep thinking, Diogenes was like, nope, just skip straight to the deep thinking part. He rejected materialism, societal norms, and basic human embarrassment. While some philosophers wore robes and wrote long, elegant arguments, Diogenes lived in a barrel. He was like the ultimate minimalist, not an Instagram trend. Diogenes didn't just talk about simple living, he lived it to the extreme. He had zero possessions except a wooden cup. One day, he saw a child drinking water with his hands. He immediately threw away his cup and said, a child has bested me in simplicity. Now, listen. I love the minimalism trend, but even I have my limits. If I see someone eating with their hands, I'm not throwing away my cutlery. But Diogenes, he was dedicated. He was the master of the art of not caring, like at all. If you think Diogenes sounds a little like a rebellious teenager, you're not alone. He believed in living like a dog, not in a sad, abandoned puppy way, but in a I sleep anywhere, I eat whatever, and I do not care what anyone thinks kind of way. One of his best lines, you can insult me, but I refuse to be insulted. Now, how liberating is that? Imagine if we all had Diogenes level self-esteem. Someone says you're terrible, and instead of overthinking it at 3 a.m., you just go, that's your opinion, I remain unbothered. One of Diogenes' most famous moments happened when Alexander the Great, yes, the conqueror of the known world, came to see him. Alexander stood over him and said, ask me for anything and I shall grant it. Diogenes, lying in the sun like a cat who just doesn't care, replied, moo, you're blocking my sunlight. Now, that's a level of confidence money can't buy. Alexander, surprisingly impressed, later said, if I were not Alexander, I would be Diogenes. To which I'm sure Diogenes mentally responded, then just give up your throne, dude. Okay, so we don't all have to live in a barrel or yell at people in the street, but Diogenes does teach us some great lessons. Simplicity is powerful. You don't need a million things to be happy. Own your truth. Stop trying to impress people. Be unapologetically yourself. Detach from unnecessary worries. What people think of you? Not your business. Question social norms. Just because something is normal doesn't mean it's right. Laugh at life because honestly, it's kind of ridiculous. Diogenes believed that true freedom came from being self-sufficient, shameless, and detached from material things. In a way, he was the original Stoic, even before Stoicism was cool. So, my dear Wonderlanders, what do you think? Would you survive a day as Diogenes Or would you, like me, at least keep a cup? Let me know your thoughts. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and don't let anyone block your sunlight. Bye, guys!